comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So day one of Boyle SHRED went off without a hitch. Last night I went down, bought a skipping rope because my plan is fucking mornings, wake up at 7 o'clock, go outside, do 15 minutes of skipping, get some sunlight in my eyes, activate the cortisol, fucking whatever it is. I sound like a Goggins or something. Dave Goggins or one of these hardcore dudes. Trying to optimize shit. I'm just trying to fucking not be a piece of shit. That's it. And that takes a lot of work for me. I'm not progressing. I'm just trying to stay in the same place. These guys who are really optimizing and fucking moving, God knows what they're doing, what they're really doing. I'm just on a treadmill, even though I'm fucking running as fast as I possibly can. Like the 3 days before the Boyle SHRED started, Friday I went out for dinner, so I had a big pasta meal. Saturday was a bit loose. And Sunday, fucking yesterday, was real loose. I went down to buy the skipping rope, and I remembered fucking Harry Cafe de Wheels, the fucking hot dog stand, is about a 1 minute drive away. So on my way back from buying the skipping rope, I stopped in for a fucking hot dog, and fuck, it was a good dog. Just a fucking dirty dog. And then I had dinner after that. It was a sneaky one. A big fucking Pakistani just load up on fucking everything dinner. But I knew I was starting the shred, so I was like, fucking, let's go for it. But I woke up this morning, and just those 3 days, I didn't even go real hard, except for Sunday. Just those 3 days of letting fucking myself slip, fucking the fat's come back immediately. The 2-pack has disappeared. The hips bounced back. I put my fucking underwear on this morning. My hips are going over the side. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's just from 3 little fucking days of just not perfection. It is so fucked. So I'm doing all this fucking work, and by the time I get back from this trip at the end of the year, probably by the time I fucking leave Canada, which is going to be like fucking a week, by the time I leave Australia, seriously, on that plane over to the US, I'm probably going to fucking blow out. I'll eat like 3 meals, I'll fucking throw it out the window, then I'll get to LA, I'll be so fucking jet lagged, I'll just fucking load up on tacos. LA has some good tacos and Mexican food. And then I get to Toronto and fuck knows, what's Canadian food? I know Andrew Schultz did a joke about it, but what is Canadian food? Elk? Beaver? Maple syrup? Nah, I can't eat that. Too much sugar. What is Canadian food? I heard the bacon shit out there. That's not helpful. Anyway, I'll find out. By the time I get fucking to the first show in Vancouver on the 6th of December, I'm already going to be fucking out there, fat. And then I've got a fucking week in New York, and I'm just going to be smashing pizza and fucking bagels and sandwiches and shit. I'll just eat any fucking thing in New York. New York food's good. And then what? I fucking hit Mexico City, and that's going to be another nightmare. A delicious nightmare. So there's going to be tacos, burritos, fucking nachos. And nachos even Mexican? Who knows? But I look at Mexican people, and anyone over 40 is around balls, so I can't imagine the diet's that good. Then I get to Guatemala, and all I want to do is take the fucking rig out, and it's just going to be a sloppy mess. I got to figure out a way to keep it somewhat fucking tight during this period, because it's not like a 1-to-1 ratio. Like those 3 days of fucking semi-pigging out are going to take like a week or so of the Boyle SHRED to get back to where I was prior to those 3 days. But the Boyle SHRED has started. That's all you need to know. I did all that shit in the morning. My son had a skip with me as well. 15 minutes of skipping, then went to the gym. Did some riding in the morning as well. Fucking squeezed in a little bit of a fucking meditation. A little medi. That was nice as well. That was good. And now I just need to do the exact same thing for the next 30 days. tomorrow's going to be a rough one because I'm going to do the back-to-back kickboxing and then jiu-jitsu. I thought I better get back to kickboxing at least for the next fucking few months before I head off overseas, just in case I need it overseas. You never know when you're going to need a fucking roundhouse kick to the head. My leg does not get that high. I was fucking trying to do kicks the other day just to test how high I can kick. I'm like fucking smashing into people's fucking hips. Anyway, I'm not going to update you every single day on the Boyle SHRED, but this is day one and it's gone off without a hitch. Anyway, it's fucking Monday again. How many more Mondays till the end of the year? I think there's like 10 Mondays, maybe 12, who knows? But there's not that many Mondays left. So there's only 12 Ask Boyles left till the end of the year. And here's one coming now because it's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, comedian, philosopher, Craney. I need to take Craney away soon. I definitely feel like I'm more an economist now. But anyway, Le Boyal is at your service. Just head to my website, boylecomedy.com. There's a section there for Ask Boyle. Do your thing, put your details in, ask your question. I'll get to it immediately. While you're there, sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon potty will come out tonight unless I don't feel like doing it tonight because I'm fucking too exhausted from the Boyle SHRED. Then it'll come out tomorrow. And if I was a betting man, I would say fucking put your money on tomorrow. At this stage, anyway. Get on the Patreon. It's a pint a month. I fucking really appreciate all you cunts that are on it. No, seriously. Seriously. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was actually sent in as an Ask Me Anything for the fucking Patreon, but I thought it was such a good or interesting question that I decided everyone should hear it. So it was sent in by a good friend of the podcast, Matty fucking Shriver out there in the US. And here it is. How many messages do you have to answer on a daily basis from listeners? And how much time does it take up? How are you able to find the patience to deal with drunken conversations while sober over and over again? No offense, but it seems like something that you would not be physically able to do. But I know you are because you've dealt with mine before. What I'm looking for is really just a run through of how it is interacting with fans and listeners. Well, Colonel Shriver or General Shriver, you have come to the right place. That's a very good fucking question. How many fucking messages do I get daily? I get messages daily, that's for sure. So there's probably like 3 different categories of interactions I have with the listeners. You get the category 3. They're the people that listen to it, love the podcast, send me a message, tell me a little bit about themselves, tell me they love the podcast, say something along the lines of keep it up, and I won't really hear from them again, or if I do, I'll hear from them like once every like fucking 4 months, 6 months, once a year or something like that. Category 3, real easy to deal with. Love category 3. Category 3 is just good for the fucking ego. Then we go up a category and we've got category 2. Category 2 is basically listeners that have listened to pretty much every episode of the podcast. And after you've listened to fucking 1,500 episodes of this, almost 1,600 now, you're probably not going to know someone better at all. Even someone close to you, even fucking family member. You're probably not going to know someone better than you know me if you've listened to every fucking episode of the podcast. So they message me the same way you would message a friend. So they will message every day, every other day, once every 3 days or something like that, regularly. And there's a bunch of those. I'm not going to say how many because I want you all to feel special, okay? I told one listener who used to message every day that they weren't the only one I message every day, and it was like I was fucking cheating on them. But there's a few of them, and I totally understand it. And these people, these are good. They're fine. Not a problem. Easy interaction as well. I have no problem with category 2 either. The thing is, if my podcast got any bigger and there were more, I probably wouldn't be able to handle... Like, if it doubled, there's no fucking way I could handle it. It's just at a manageable level at the moment. I've got no fucking problem with them, but there would be fucking limits. If there were many more, then it would take up too much time to be interacting at the level I interact at with these level 2s at the moment. But they're great too. And then we go to category 1, fucking red alerts. And these people are the people that it's just too much. I'll interact with them. I interact with everyone. I try and fucking reply to every message. There's still some fucking people who have sent me messages that I haven't replied to. And I read all the messages as well. So I haven't forgotten. I just haven't got around to it. And they weigh on me when I don't reply to them either. There's a couple from like fucking 18 months ago that are still in my head that I still need to reply to. And I will get around to it soon. But yeah, the category 1s, the initial fucking interaction will be fine. And then it will come hard. Like just avalanches of fucking messages and wanting me to do shit, and it's just time-consuming shit. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's that I'm fucking busy and I've got a life as well, and I'm already trying to fucking squeeze in too many fucking things. And then when I say no or another time or whatever, they don't take no for an answer, and then it's just continual. There's been quite a few of them. Not too many, actually. Probably... maybe a dozen, and it's usually people who are still fucking right in the midst of the fucking drinking and drug binge as well. So it gets a real fucking difficult because you can't fucking get the point across because they're fucking out of it. And then eventually I have to stop messaging because it's a lost cause. But if they stop and then message me like a couple of months later, I'm happy to reply to even the fucking category 1s, reform category 1s. But that can get fucking a bit much. Even them, to be honest with you, it's not, they don't know they're fucking doing it as well. It's even coming from a place of love from them as well. So they're not fucking attacking me or anything like that. They're just, they just like the fucking podcast and they're still fucking fucked up, and I suppose they think they're showing their support, but it's not quite connecting. So they're actually fine as well, but I just can't fucking message them back the way they want to be messaged. The interaction's too much. And then there's like in between fucking categories and shit like that. Different people, fucking a blend, but they're the 3 main categories. But to be honest with you, I still love it. I'm still shocked people message me and listen to the podcast. Like I was driving in the car the other day and it just popped into my head. I was like, cunts message me from all over the fucking world. I know people all over the world who listen to the podcast, and I have fucking weird relationships with all these different people. I'm like, it's kind of nice. It's a privilege. It's cool. I like it. I have no problems with it. I just can't wait. And I've said this before. I can't wait till this podcast or my career is so big that I don't have to interact with anyone Anyway, that's pretty much the rundown of the interactions I have with the listeners. So, yeah, see, I put in the fucking effort. Now, if you're one of those fucking listeners and you're not on the Patreon, you should fucking get on the Patreon. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, that'll fucking do it for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see ya the fuck later.